Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I'm at a rather different location today. If you want to see this hotel room, it's something amazing. Stay tuned till tomorrow and I'll bring you up to speed on this stateroom on my Just Don channel. Stateroom, hotel room. It's kind of a crazy little place, but I got some cruise news for you today. First off, we have a major flooding that happened on the Sky Princess that was so severe that they had to evacuate passengers to the muster station. That's how bad it was. We also have some good news when it comes to ship inspections from the CDC. And we also have some confident news maybe for the cruise port finally reopening in San Juan and why exactly it's been taking so long. So our first story, we had the Sky Princess, and apparently a pipe blew on one of the lower decks, actually, but it was also one of the pipes that's attached to the swimming pool up on the top deck 16, which caused major flooding as the pipes burst down below as well. Started flooding decks 5, 6, 7. It was flooding down stairwells. It was all in the piazza, and you can see the crew members running around trying to place towels to hold the water back from flooding into other areas. And they did put out an emergency notice to all the passengers to please head back to your stateroom and head to the muster station if you were needed to grab anything quickly from your cabin. There was no safety emergency as far as the ship in danger or passengers in danger. Nobody was hurt or injured or anything like that, but it did happen at about 10:45 in the evening, which meant a lot of people were ready for bed or in bed and sleeping or just getting ready to retire, and then they had to go into their muster station while all this was cleaned up on the decks. Now the crew worked diligently and pretty quickly and apparently got it all fixed and repaired pretty quick, but it just goes to show how interconnected all those pipes are in a cruise ship, that something on one deck can affect all the other decks down below and etc. So I guess good work for the crew on the Sky Princess for getting it cleaned up and not causing too much havoc to the cruise passengers that were there. Apparently they're still sailing and the piazza's open and the bars are open, so what more can you ask for? Next, we also have the CDC, and they've clarified that yes, there was over 2,500 layoffs recently in the CDC, including those in the vessel sanitation program. However, they said the major people who do the inspections on the ship were not laid off. There's still about 12 to 15 inspectors that do the majority of all that work. They're still there. They're still doing inspections. They did say people laid off in the vessel sanitation program, what job roles they have. Are they part of the people who are clerical? We're not sure, but the good news is that the vessel sanitation program looks like it's still continuing, and that's good news because we've seen norovirus outbreaks this year, which is common especially when cruise ships are really, really full. But it's also good news because 2 cruise ships so far this year that have been inspected came very close to failing. One was 1 point away from unsatisfactory and another was 3 points away from unsatisfactory. So yeah, the more we inspect the ships, the more the cruise lines will keep themselves in order, and they're going to self-regulate themselves anyway. They don't want to be known as dirty ships or anything like that, but they definitely have an incentive when they have inspectors coming in and giving them a grade, and each crew wants to have a high grade, right? Because it reflects well on them and their possible promotions, etc. going on. You don't want to be in charge of the kitchen and have the kitchen fail on an inspection. That will not look good on your resume when you're trying to be promoted throughout the cruise line. So good news there, that's happening. Next, we just talked recently about $42 million in upgrades going to San Juan Cruise Port, including Pier West, they call it, which is the pier that the large cruise ships dock. And it's been basically out of commission since April of last year when the MSC Meraviglia crashed into the dock and caused some damage. Now, why has it been taking a full year to get that dock repaired? There's been a lot of peaceful questions. Royal Caribbean has had to cancel numerous sailings now from their Oasis class ships to go to San Juan because there's just no pier large enough for that ship to dock at safely. So one of the reasons is that the San Juan has kind of been embroiled in a lot of legal battles, and they're in the legal battles with MSC Cruise Lines as well as insurance companies. The insurance companies are refusing to pay for the damage to the dock. The dock and the MSC is refusing to pay damage to the dock, even though they ran into the dock. And they're saying that the insurance should cover it, and the insurance is saying MSC should cover it, or the dock insurance should cover it. You see where it's going. And the legal battles have ensued, but they figured they better get it fixed one way or another because they're losing money. The less ships coming there, they want more ships coming to San Juan, not less cruise ships, as they really do rely a lot on the tourism coming into the city for revenue. That's one of their biggest incomes in the whole area in Puerto Rico. So good news there is it looks like it's finally about to open again, even though to this date, we still do not have a firm date of when that pier will reopen. It's probably a little frustrating for people who were hoping to go to that cruise port and instead are being headed off into a different direction. My daughter was just recently on the Symphony of the Seas. In fact, she gets off today of the cruise, and she was really looking forward to San Juan, and nope, that's not going to happen this time. They're not going to be going, and they ended up going to another area. So yeah, hopefully we hear an announcement soon coming from San Juan Cruise Port that this will soon be open. There, okay. And again, I just want to do a quick reminder to everybody on the group cruise. I won't be booking everybody until Tuesday. That's the set date that I have to do the bookings with my business development manager, etc. And so you'll start to see those bookings for the Mediterranean 14-night group cruise going out probably on Wednesday morning, Thursday morning for those who have requested the prices and given me the information. Remember, I have probably 600 emails requesting stuff. And those people who gave me the information, your date of birth, your full names, the cabin type you would like, your mailing address, and your phone number, they're going to have priority because I can fill that information in when I'm trying to get a price. If people just say, can I have a price on an inside cabin for 2 people? Okay, what are the ages of the 2 people? It makes a difference. If you're over 55, if you're under 55, is one of those a teenager? I need to know these things. Are you, what kind of cabin do you want? Do you want the perks? Do you want the insurance? Otherwise, your quote is basically meaningless. It's a guess as opposed to an exact price, and I only like to give out exact prices. So those will be coming out very shortly next week, and in the meantime, I'm just going to sit back here by my fire and enjoy this hotel room I'm staying at. And I said, if you want to see it, check out Just On. In the next couple of days, I'll post a video on 2 really funky and crazy hotel rooms you have to see to believe. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time. Have yourself a safe and a great vacation.